Well, good evening, race fans. It's Poole Blue Riband tonight here at Poole Stadium, and my name's Rob Dyer. I'll be commentating during the course of the evening in the absence of Scott Mitchell. And the Poole Blue Riband, of course, stretches back to 1970. It's been run on many occasions with some very famous names taking up the title at the end of the day. Tonight we've got a mixed field who are going to do battle for the honour, and I'm sure there's going to be some great racing here at the Wimbledon Road Stadium. If we just look back over the course of the last 8 days or so after the Pirates beat Redcar in the first leg of the semi-final of the League Championship playoffs, it was a trip to Oxford on Wednesday night of last week for the Pirates. They had a 58-32 advantage from the first leg of the BSN Trophy meeting to defend there at Cowley, and they did it in fine style, winning the meeting by 38 points to 52 for a comfortable trip through to the BSN final. The opponents still to be determined, and the date also, of course, still to be agreed. Then last night it was up to Glasgow for the second leg of the Knockout Cup. The Pirates taking 14 points with them over the border, and they did just what they had to do. The meeting was lost 49-41, but overall an aggregate victory, and that sees them through to another final, of course the Knockout Cup final, again to be decided with the venue and the opponents a little bit later in the season. Up at Glasgow, Richard Lawson unfortunately was an absentee. He's got a slight back problem, and Jonas JEPPESEN came in to guest for the Pirates. He was in great form, as was Will Cairns down at reserve, and those two riders are here today for the Blue Riband, and it'll be interesting to see if they can translate their form from last night onto the Poole Raceway here today. So it's been a good day here in Poole, weather-wise, no problems with the track or the conditions, so we're looking forward to a great evening's racing here in the sunshine.
Zach, bit of a different feeling for you tonight. Of course, very used to coming around Wimbledon Road as a team. Today, coming out as an individual, how are you feeling about tonight?
Yeah, it's a bit of a different one to get used to, and from riding with one of my teammates, I don't have to look out for them. I'm going to beat them tonight, but no, it's cool to do something different. Nice little fill-in fixture with until we wait for the finals and stuff. So no, looking forward to it. Good lineup, and hopefully it's a good night.
And having this as an individual, just getting a little bit more track time, how important is that for you as we approach finals for the Pirates?
Yeah, definitely. Need to be on the bike, and everyone needs to be sharp this time of year. So, but unfortunately, it's when everything slows down while we wait for stuff to get sorted and other teams to ride. So no, it's good. All the boys have another meeting, and it's good for them to be up with some stiff competition as well. So yeah, looking forward to it.
And definitely some good competition in here. Is there anyone that you're going to be keeping an eye on as you go round tonight?
No one in particular. I'm focused on myself, and hopefully I come out on top.
Amazing, Zach. We'll wish you the best of luck for tonight. Have an amazing night.
Thank you.
Scott Nicholls, welcome back to Wimbledon Road. Of course, we saw you here a few weeks ago for the Plymouth Gladiators, racing for yourself today. How does that change the mentality going from team to individual?
Well, there's no one else to blame if it goes wrong, is there? It's down to me. No, it is. It's I like being part of a team. It's kind of the camaraderie and stuff like that. It's nice. Obviously, an individual, like I say, is just down to you. Every race is your own, and which, has its upsides because you just have to focus on you and don't have to worry about your teammates. So first turns and first laps, you're not looking for your teammate or trying to slow a race or anything. It's literally just about you. So it's something you adapt to. I mean, I haven't raced a full season, and all the meets I have done have been team events. So but yeah, it's just is what it is. You kind of go out and focus on your own job.
And of course, back in 2016, very, very close to taking the Blue Riband trophy. Of course, did just lose out to Eddie Kennett. Do you think there could be a bit of a repeat of that rivalry tonight?
Geez, you've got a better memory than me. I don't remember that far back. So, no, look, it's everyone's here to win it. And Eddie, I think he's back tonight, which is pretty cool to see. He hasn't been on the show for quite some time. So, it was unfortunate to lose out there. But obviously got some good home track boys in it, so it's going to be tough. But no, it would be lovely to stand in that top step and take away the trophy.
And a really wide berth of competition here tonight. We've got all different levels going on in the riders. Who do you think is going to be your biggest competition?
Obviously your home boys, isn't it? I mean, Rich has been absolutely sensational around here this season, and all the Poole boys have been strong. You always are strong at home. So, but you know what? It's good to have a mix of different riders. There's always a surprise, and I think it's good for those boys to kind of dip their toe in to racing with riders slightly better than them, because at the end of the day, the only way to progress is to go out with people better than you. So it's a good mix of riders, and hopefully everybody has a good, safe night, and the crowd enjoy a good night's racing.
Amazing. Scott, thank you so much, and we'll wish you the best of luck for tonight.
Thank you.
Eddie, welcome back to Wimborne Road. Of course, the last winner of the Blue Riband here 9 years ago. Feeling confident that you can do it again tonight?
I wouldn't say, you know, it's just been nice to be here, I suppose. It's been like 3 years since I've ridden Speedway professionally, and it's nice for Matt to give me that phone call and say, would I like to be a part of it again? So, but it's, you know, the time's flown by, so I'm looking forward to it. You know, it's been nice to just jump out on my bike and hopefully finish some races.
What is it that, when you get a call like that, what makes you say yes?
I think it's just Matt and Poole Speedway, really. I think it's just a club that I've always enjoyed and been part of, and you know, I hadn't planned to do any racing this year. Maybe next year I wanted to come back again, but I think it's just a start to get the word back out that, you know, I haven't retired as everyone says that I have, which I haven't, and so, you know, I'd like to start riding again next year, really.
And looking around, we've got so much competition, so many different levels. Is it interesting for you to see some of the younger guys coming in as well as some that you've been racing against in the past? Yeah,
I mean, some of the names and the faces I haven't seen before, so it's quite strange for me. But you know, the old boys, not old boys because I'm old now, but you know, like Scott, I've been a part of, you know, riding with him for a long time, and you know, some of the other lads like Rowe, he's been coming on really well, and Will as well. So it's nice to watch them, you know, improve as well.
And what does it mean for you to be able to go back out there for the Poole fans? Of course, they've all been really excited to see you back here again. How much does that mean to you?
Yeah, they always seem to put a smile on my face. You know, I just want to just be happy and jump on my bike and ride, and hopefully prove them that I can still do it when I want to.
Eddie, the best of luck for tonight. Thank you so much for chatting to us.
Lovely, cheers, thank you.
Okay, so time to look up the lineups for the 2025 Poole Blue Riband. And they look like this. Riding at the number 1 position, great to see him back at Poole Stadium, Adam Ellis. Number 2, hero for the Pirates last night at Glasgow, in Cairns. Number 3, the Pirates skipper is Zach Cook, and it's a welcome return to Wimborne Road for Vinnie FOORD, riding at number 4. Onto the number 5 position, Anders Rowe, who's hit some great form over the last week or so. And number 6, Tobias THOMSEN, the Donut King. He'll be taking up his place in the lineup. At number 7, a return to the Wimborne Road circuit for what is now a Berwick bandit, Drew Kemp. And at number 8, one of the new riders on display tonight, Juhl Pedersen from Denmark. It'll be interesting to see how he goes. On to number 9, Paul Starke, reserve rider, of course, for the Pirates. And at number 10 is a very interesting man, Jonas JEPPESEN, who did such a sterling job for the Pirates at Glasgow last night, on debut here at the stadium today. Number 11, Luke Killeen from the Oxford Cheetahs. And at number 12 is the reigning holder of this title, believe it or not, from back in 2016, that's Edward Kennett. Number 13, the Rocket Man Richard Lawson. At number 14, a former Pirate mid-season, of course, Darryl RITCHINGS. The evergreen Scott Nicholls rides at number 15, and filling the 16 berth today is Ben Morley from the Kent Eagles. That's your lineup for tonight's racings. Meeting sponsored by Therma Home with Paul Carrington, the match referee. Now we've got a new face in Juhl Pedersen from Denmark, who's coming to the meeting. He's had one outing at Workington, and it went quite well for him, really. So we do hope that he can transfer that form onto Poole Speedway show.
All right, now we did have a couple of guys from the...
And as Beth has said, it's quite a mix of abilities out there tonight, and it will be interesting to see how they mix and match as the meeting goes
I'm not sure whether or not we are still able to do this. So I know that was the plan, and they were going to come over here and make the presentation, and we were going to have a photograph. So we'll just update you on that, just to see, because there we were.
So we hope that you've cleared up one or two of the technical issues that are happening at the moment. I've got a slight technical issue in as much as I've got a big echo coming through my headphones and I'm here myself talking to you, which is not the usual. But we'll overcome that, I'm sure, and give you a view of the pits as the riders prep up, ready to go for today's meeting. There will be, of course, a parade of riders coming through to pick up their machines in a few moments' time. Tobias THOMSEN there, just sitting down before things get underway. Of course, all the pit positions have changed around for this particular meeting because the riders have been ordered in line with their programme numbers, and so where normally you would expect Richard Lawson to be in booth number 1 on the Poole side, he's had to decamp to the opposite side tonight and pick up a place down at number 13, so that's a little bit unusual for him. But I don't think it'll make any difference whatsoever to his ability to get out there and give us some great action. We'll just show you mention, of course, the ability of streaming, and please do not copy or re-edit this and broadcast it elsewhere. As you can see, the stream is owned by Pirates TV, and any reproduction, sharing, posting or illegal distribution of the content in any form without permission will result in the said account being closed down and blocked from all future private Pirate TV broadcasts. And it has happened, so please don't think that that is an idle threat. It has been carried through on more than one occasion during the course of this year, and I know that the persons involved will have been extremely disappointed, but it's the way of the world, I'm afraid. And when you sign in to Pirates TV, then you sign up for the rules and regulations. So now we've swung ourselves around to the backside of the pits, as Richard Lawson, as we said, is in berth 13 tonight, not his usual area, of course. And next door to him, Eddie Kennett, just getting himself prepared. Eddie, who of course hasn't done very much speedway racing over the last 3 years, but he has been active on the grass, and he's been quite successful when he has decided to go out and have a go. He's a bit selective in the meetings that he takes on, but as I say, when he does decide to ride, then yep, it's quite successful for him. There we have the young Oxford cheetah, Luke Killeen there. Luke, who's come on leaps and bounds over the course of the 2025 season. He had a little bit of a dip in form mid-year, but has come back really strong and has forced his way up into the main body of the Cheetahs team, and of course also rides in the Spires team, the Premiership team, in one of the reserve berths. On the right there, Paul Starke, another of the Pirates who's made the journey back down from Glasgow yesterday. I know most of the riders were on the road, and some not back to their bases until about 3:30 or 4 o'clock this morning. I don't think anybody stayed over and did it in one hit this afternoon, but they've all managed to get back. And there we are, a picture of the crowd, which is filling up nicely ahead of this particular meeting, and I'm sure there's a lot of talk on the terraces about what's going to happen when their Pirate fans, Pirate faithful, get onto those 2 finals during the course of the next month or so. There we go, Adam Ellis there in shot. Great to have Adam back at Poole Stadium. He's talking there with Carl Newman on the left-hand side. Carl, a former Pirate, hasn't been riding recently, but has always been a great favourite here amongst the Pirates lineup. And Adam Ellis, of course, who was a former Poole Pirate back in the day, and now plying his trade in the Premiership with the Ipswich Witches, and doing a sterling job for them. And they head off into the playoffs in 10 days or so, and they're looking forward, I'm sure, to the visit of Leicester Lions and the return as well when the 2 clubs get themselves together. So there's Adam in shot. The rider's just wheeling around, which indicates to me that there'll be no walk-on parade tonight, but it looks like they're going to come out and do a quick 1 lap of the track, or a couple of laps of the track, just to get themselves in race trim, if you like. William Cairns there with paid 11 score last night at Glasgow. certainly did his bit for the Pirates to secure their place through into the Knockout Cup final. And here we go, the riders coming out on parade. So I'll leave Nigel Leahy, the stadium announcer, to run you through the field.
Rowe like the captain, he is last night. Zach Cook, number 4, now in Workington. Vinnie FOORD, at 5, the Pirates number 5, Andrews Rowe. Number 6, Pirates number 2, Tobias THOMSEN. Number 7, from Berwick, Kemp. Number 8, a shot window appearance for Juhl Pedersen. Number 9, Pirates number 6, Starke. Number 10, he was a determined guest in last night's Pirates win, Jonas JEPPESEN. Number 11, Oxford's Killeen. At 12, the reigning blue ribbon holder, Kennett. Number 13, Pirates number 1, Rocket Man, Lawson. Number 14, former Pirate Haywood, Oxford and Birmingham in the Nationals, Darryl RITCHINGS. Number 15, he returned from injury to rejoin Plymouth, Nicholls. And number 16, with Scunthorpe and Kent in the 3rd tier, Morley.
So there we are, one lap of the track for all the riders. No helmets and no practice starts, obviously, for safety's sake. And the riders just filing back in through the gate. As we've got 16 on parade tonight, normally just 14 in a conventional team match. So a little bit busy in pit lane. And I know that our sponsor tonight, Sean Wilkinson from Therma Home, he's here with a number of his guests, showing some newbies as well what Speedway racing is all about. Richard Lawson just making his way back into Pritz. Good to have him back racing again. He's certainly going to be one of the potential favourites as we count down into the first of 20 races. It's just the standard 20 heat formula here. There's no semi-finals and no grand final. It's just the scores after 5 rides which will determine the placings, with a runoff, of course, if necessary, for first and second or second and third, should scores dictate that. So there's Will Cairns in shot. Zach Cook, Pirates captain, top scorer last night at Glasgow. Captain's performance, of course, for him. And interesting to see how he goes against Adam Ellis here in this race. So riders just being pushed off, and they'll be out on track any second now. And first to show there, Zach Cook, 2-minute time allowance running down for the 4 riders in heat number 1.
Sponsored by KD Wardrobes, suppliers of quality fitted bedroom and office furniture.
So heat number 1, riding in the red helmet colour, and the helmet colours are assigned to the gate positions. Red, blue,
so there we go, Zach Cook in shot there, and you may have just heard that from the stadium announcer that gate positions are assigned in line with helmet colours. Red for the inside, blue gate 2, white gate 3, yellow from gate 4. All the riders take 1 start from each starting position, and a random 5th ride, 5th position from one of the gate positions available. So there we go, look down the gate and we can see the lineup for heat number 1. Go from the inside, riding in red is going to be Adam Ellis. Next door to him, in the blue helmet colour, William Cairns. From gate number 3 in white will be Zach Cook. And on gate number 4, it's going to be Vinnie FOORD. Vinnie just comes into shot. Vinnie, who's not really hit the straps this year up at Workington. I think more was expected of him, but he's found it tough going. A few knocks along the way. But we know from his time at the Pirates that he's a feisty character, and I'm sure that when things settle down for him, he'll be clocking up the scores up and down the country. So here we go. The riders are settling down now. It's heat number 1 and the Poole blue ribbon. Start Marshall moves away. Takes a release. Away they go to the first corner. Good start off the inside there for Adam Ellis, and it's Vinnie FOORD sneaking around on the inside of the curb to relegate Zach Cook to 3rd place. And now Will Cairns is sneaking up the inside as well, and he's come past Zach Cook, and it's the Pirates captain way adrift at the back, well filled in, and lost a lot of position there. So out front, the rider in red's just slowing. That looks like an engine problem for Adam Ellis, and that leaves Vinnie FOORD to take up the front position. Will Cairns in 2nd, Zach Cook in 3rd, and Adam Ellis just rolling to a stop on the pit's bend. So there goes Vinnie FOORD, rips down the tear off, gets some clear vision as he heads into the 1st and 2nd corners ahead of William Cairns, and Zach Cook still going in 3rd place. They come off the final bend to take the checkered flag. The result's going to be yellow, blue, white. That's FOORD, Cairns and Ellis. And I don't really think very many people in the stadium will have projected that goal. We'll just fill our programme in and come back to you with the official result shortly.
Adam Ellis, and unfortunate engine mishap for him after leading for the first 2.5 laps. It's well done, Vinnie, engine number 1.
So there we go, the official result of heat number 1 coming your way was a win there for Vinnie FOORD in yellow. 2nd place went to Will Cairns in blue, and 3rd Zach Cook in white. Yes, as I say, there are probably very few people in the stadium will have thought that that was going to be what happened in that race. It's the beauty of Speedway sometimes, isn't it? That it's unpredictable and you just don't know.
Serving the construction industry in the south.
Heat number 2 and 2 minutes on the clock.
Out come the riders. Heat number 2.
From the gate number 1 position, Landers Rowe.
In shot there in yellow is the interesting Juhl Pedersen. He's a rider in the SGP2 series. So a rider with a lot of potential. Danish, of course, so will be well equipped for whatever happens here. All the Danes, of course, with some super equipment. In shot, Drew Kemp in blue in those Union Jack Racing Kevlars. The time when he represented GB earlier this season. So he's going to be a man to look out for in this one. Doing good things as well for Leicester in the Premiership as they head into the grand final. Here comes your lineup then for heat number 2. Riding from the inside starting position, gate number 1, that's Anders Rowe. Gate number 2, it's Drew Kemp in blue. Gate number 3, Tobias THOMSEN in white. And on gate number 4 is Juhl Pedersen. He's the yellow helmet colour. So the riders just doing their gardening there. You see the starting gate looks to have been well ripped up for this particular meeting. And those riders will be looking for that sweet spot just to find the best propulsion away from the tapes and into the first corner. So the 2-minute time allowance is counting down rather rapidly. Anders Rowe using all the possible seconds available. Takes released and away they go to the first corner. Good start from Rowe off the inside. But Juhl Pedersen wasn't too far away, but he's been moved out a little bit there. And Tobias THOMSEN is the rider who was moving him over. So with Anders Rowe out front, Tobias THOMSEN second, Juhl Pedersen in third. And surprisingly for me, it's Drew Kemp out the back. So there's the rider in red, Anders Rowe, in good form at the moment. He's leading it out and stretching away from Tobias THOMSEN, who's just holding the low, tight line ahead of Juhl Pedersen, and Drew Kemp, the man struggling a little bit to make an impact in this one. One to go, Kevin. Juhl Pedersen there still trying to put some pressure on the Tobias THOMSEN, but the Donut King is just about holding firm there. That leg trailing style of his comes in useful around the inside of the bends. We'll call them home in heat number 2. Red, white, yellow, and blue will probably make it eventually. Red, white, blue, and red, white, yellow, and blue. And Drew Kemp just finishing off now. Apologies for the breakdown in commentary here. Running single-handed tonight, so just having to film my own programme in. Make sure we've got the details correct for you. There they go then, the restart of heat number 2. And into the first bend, Anders Rowe makes the best use of gate number 1. Juhl Pedersen had a reasonable start, but the Donut King squeezed him, and that's the way they finished off, really. So, interesting start. We've got 2 races in the bag. And heat number 3 is on track at the moment. Eddie Kennett there just in shot and turning around, heading back to pits, and Poole Starke doing the same. So they obviously feel that they need a little bit of adjustment. Meanwhile, at the starting gate in blue there, Killeen just getting himself prepared, ready to go. Yeah, perhaps the disadvantage of not having a couple of practice laps on parade. The rider's just going out the pit straight away and doing a practice start and finding that the equipment wasn't quite what they were expecting. So they go back and get some adjustments made. Here we are. We've got the lineup coming for you in heat number 3. And on the inside starting position is Jonas JEPPESEN. Next door to him, Killeen. JEPPESEN in red, Killeen in blue. Poole Starke comes up to tapes in the white helmet colour, and Eddie Kennett picks up the yellow helmet in gate number 4. So that's your lineup across the gate. Jonas JEPPESEN there just asking for the green light to be shown so that he knows what he's looking at. As you can see them, they're at the gate, so we're ready to go. Start marshal moves away. Tapes are released and away to the first corner. JEPPESEN, good start off the inside. And is that Poole Starke trying to creep around the outside? Well, it is, but it's Killeen who shuts the door and drops down onto the inside line. And it looks like we may have lost Eddie Kennett with about a half a lap gone. So 3 riders only contesting this one, with JEPPESEN leaving it out. Killeen in second place, Poole Starke in third. And Pirate's Danish guest from last night is doing exactly what he did last time out in Glasgow, and that is running a great race to put 3 points on his scoreboard. Killeen in second comes under a little bit of pressure from Poole Starke, and that pressure has forced Killeen to leave a whopping great gap on the pits bend. And Starke says, "Thank you very much, I'm coming through there. We can call them home." Red, white, blue. Killeen rips off the tear-offs in anger, really. He's dropped a couple of points that he would probably expected to have taken there. So there we go. Heat number 3 is complete. And Jonas JEPPESEN. Here's your race winner. There he is. And they're just heading on into the pits.
Heat number 3, well,
Second place went to Paul Starke in the white helmet colour, and third in blue that time was a little bit unlucky for Luke Killeen. So let's have another look at the start of this one. And tapes go up, and Jeppesen away really quickly there. Luke Killeen sticking it round the inside, Starke trying to find a path on the outside, but it didn't actually work out that way. And even at this stage we've lost Eddie Kennett with a mechanical failure, and we just see the race, I'm afraid, just swing out until the last lap, when Luke Killeen ran wide and Paul Starke picked up a useful 2 points. Heat number 4, and after this race all the riders will have taken one ride, one of 5 of course tonight. And in shot, Darryl RITCHINGS, the rider who came into the Pirate sign after Matt Marson was released and before Will Cairns came of age, and did himself very well indeed. And in fact probably did himself too well, because he created an average which didn't allow him to fit into any other team. So it was very disappointing, I suppose, for Darryl at that stage. But he has continued. He's continued at the Isle of Wight in Nora racing and the grass tracks, and for National League racing as well. So he has been busy. Here's your lineup. Gate number 1, it's the Wily Fox himself. It's Scott Nicholls. He'll ride in red. Next door in blue is Darryl RITCHINGS. Ben Morley, who's a very late arrival to the stadium, but good of him to make the effort to get down here. And he rides in white out of gate number 3. And Rocket Man Richard Lawson is going to be coming from gate number 4. Lawson just spinning around to no doubt find himself a slightly better slot in the slime that is there on gate number 4 at the moment. And you should see Lawson in the yellow helmet colour at Poole, isn't it? That's the way these individuals work out. Here we are, ready for racing in heat number 4. Tapes up and away they go. Richard Lawson looks like he may have made the best of the start round the outside. He does indeed, and he just tags past Scott Nicholls there. And as he goes by Ben Morley, we can see pull into third place, and Darryl RITCHINGS trying a big handful on the outside to see if he can reel in the Kent Eagles captain. So out front, Richard Lawson showing no ill effects from the recent back knock that he has taken. Scott Nicholls putting him under pressure as always. It's Ben Morley there who's riding white in the third place, and it looks like we've lost Darryl RITCHINGS somewhere along the way. Indeed we have. He's just pulling onto the centre green, as you'll see as the camera pans past to pick up Richard Lawson, leading out ahead of Scott Nicholls, ahead of Ben Morley. So there we go. It's pretty cut and dried there for Lawson. As we say, no ill effects from injury. We'll call them home. Yellow, red, white. And the Rocket Man starts, no doubt as he means to carry on. And the riders return to pit lane there.
With a time of 59.37 over the line in first place.
And I think that will mean that it's time for the grader to make an appearance. Let's have a quick look at the start there of heat number 4. Tapes up, Richard Lawson away nice and quickly. He finds the slightly deeper stuff on the outside of bends 1 and 2, which is enough to pull him round Scott Nicholls. And then away they go with Nicholls chasing up Ben Morley then in third place, and Darryl RITCHINGS working hard to try and reel Morley in, but at this point I think Darryl RITCHINGS gets himself into a little bit of difficulty. Down he goes, and up he gets, so that's the reason why Darryl RITCHINGS was back onto the centre green. Early days, here's your leaderboard with wins for Vinnie FOORD, Anders Rowe, Jonas JEPPESEN and Richard Lawson. It's no doubt going to change over the course of the evening, and as you can see, the tractor's out doing its thing, and we can give you some shots for riders in the pits, and there'll be a fair bit of brushing down to be done. The track is a little bit clingy at this stage. It will no doubt even itself out as the racing goes on, but the riders won't appreciate that at this early stage. Is there more shale in the pits than there is on the track? No, not quite. Okay, well, we got the tractor out, and we'll just keep giving you some pit views for the time being, but I thought it might be a bit of fun if we had a few questions thrown towards you, the good people out there, and see if you can recall some things to do with the riders here tonight and the Poole Blue Ribbon. So, question number one in my mini quiz is, who do you think the oldest rider racing today is? Who do you think the oldest rider racing today is? Second question, when was the last time Adam Ellis rode at Poole? Before today, when was the last time Adam Ellis rode at Poole? And question number three, who won the first ever Poole Blue Riband? Who won the first ever Poole Blue Riband? So there we go, there's three questions to test the grey matter. I'll give you the answers at the next grading break, which we assume will be after heat number 8, but just see what you think about those. Who's the oldest rider racing today? When was the last time Adam Ellis rode at Poole? And who was the first ever Poole Blue Riband winner in 1970? Here's Will Cairns, happy chappy. Well, he should be. He picked up a couple of points in his first ride, and perhaps he wouldn't have been expecting that, having looked at the programme. But the young man has started to settle into professional speedway, and with some good scores. Still a little bit raw here and there, and a little bit of track craft missing from time to time, but certainly the potential is there for all to see. There's Paul Starke with his helmet at the ready. Just watching what the tractor's up to. He'll be out in heat number 5. And plenty of activity going on down at the far end there. Eddie Kennett there talking to the young man sitting on the chair. The young man is John Davis, I think, former pirate, of course, England international, Great Britain international, and no doubt offering a few words of advice, as is Eddie's dad, Dave Kennett, who's got his back to us. Dave, of course, a racer from years gone by, notably down at Arlington with the Eastbourne Eagles, the Kennett clan, of course, synonymous with things at Arlington, and interesting to see that Dad's still involved, helping out where he can, I'm sure. Richard Lawson there, just relaxing, leaning on his toolbox, looking at the programme. Better get the lid on, Richard, I think you're out in the next one. In goes the tractor. Gate is closed up, and there we are. Picture of Paul Starke from the rear camera there. As you can see, he's got the yellow helmet colour on. So out on track, first man out is Adam Ellis in the blue helmet colour.
Gate number 1.
He'll be hoping for a little bit more good fortune than he had in race number 1.
Richard Lawson. In gate number 2, wearing the blue helmet colour, Adam Ellis. In gate number 3, in white also.
Adam Ellis, of course, who is normally resident in France and flies into the UK for his meetings, as well as trips over to Poland, where he's also a regular competitor, although I think his season on the continent over there has now come to an end. He's still got those league playoffs for Ipswich to deal with. Riders digging in, so let's have a look at the lineup across the gate. So heat number 1, he's effectively doing 2 races on the trot here, isn't he? Because he won heat number 4 in the yellow helmet. He's now out in heat number 5 in the red helmet from the inside, Richard Lawson. Next door to him, in blue, Adam Ellis. Then another heat winner in gate number 3 in the white helmet is Anders Rowe. And Paul Starke in yellow, he sits in gate number 4. So there's your lineup on heat number 5. Lawson just spinning around again as he did earlier on. Just trying to find the sweet spot on gate number 1. Everybody else looks to be pretty A-OK. The clock's counting down. We're into single second digits now. So, ready for racing. And there you can see a little bit of a problem for Richard Lawson. And here we can see it again. What we can't see is whether the green light was on. Whatever which way, it's a mechanical problem that's created Richard Lawson's trip through the tapes and disqualification. So wonder what happened there. I'm sure Richard won't be a happy bunny with that, having to push the bike back to base. And here comes a bit of assistance, but yeah, wonder what happened. Richard's just handed something over by the look of it, so wheels are turning, so no mega pushing required. Back to pits goes Richard Lawson's bike.
It means a disqualification. No option for him to
2-minute time allowance has been reactivated. We believe it's going to be 3 riders only. 3 riders only then in the restart. Yes, unfortunately there's no meeting reserve on duty today, so that does leave us with a 3-rider race. And just to reprise those riders, Adam Ellis in blue, gate number 2, Anders Rowe, white, gate number 3, Paul Starke in yellow on gate number 4. Anders Rowe in his Sheffield Kevlars. Presumably his Poole ones are still in the wash from last night. So the riders settle down. We're ready to go racing in heat number 5. And off to the first bend they go, with Adam Ellis keeping a low line and just trying to hold off the attentions of Anders Rowe, and the young man from Swindon. Well, he's got the bit between his teeth, because he swoops around the outside of Adam Ellis in spectacular style, and he's putting the distance between himself and the Premier man, Adam Ellis. So Rowe leads it, Ellis second, Paul Starke runs in third,
And this will be quite a feather in the cap of Anders Rowe if he can keep this one going, having made a great first couple of corners to get around the outside of Ellis, and then he heads off into the distance. So Rowe leads Ellis, leads Starke with a lap to go. And Anders Rowe, who we mentioned earlier on, had hit some good form recently, carries that on this time round in heat number 5 with a win. They come over the line, white, blue and yellow. White, blue, yellow, with Anders Rowe, your race winner. So there we go. The riders come back in. Adam Ellis and Paul Starke there. We can have a look at the rerun, or the restart if you like. Takes up and away they go. Even break really between all 3 riders, but Anders Rowe looks for the outside run as quickly as he can. Adam Ellis has chosen to go down low, and what it's done is just allowed enough room for Anders Rowe to bend that throttle right back and slide between himself, or slide between Ellis and the fence to get himself into pole position. So good work from Anders Rowe there. On we go, heat number 6 next on the programme, and that's Will Cairns. A couple of points from his first outing, so he'll be pretty happy with that. Riders coming up to tapes, and let's have a look at the graphics, see who's doing what. Gate number 1 in red is Darryl RITCHINGS. Good to see him up without any obvious problem from his little tumble. Gate number 2, winner first time out, Jonas JEPPESEN, he's in blue. Gate number 3, Will Cairns in white. And gate number 4 is Tobias THOMSEN, he's in the yellow helmet colour. Those your riders across the gate for heat number 6. I'm sure the Poole faithful find it a little bit different to see their home riders, the Tobias THOMSENs, the Anders Rowes, the Richard Lawsons, coming out in helmet colours that are more akin to the away side. But such is the formula that is used in these meetings that, yep, everybody has to have their turn on each of the gates. So we've got riders on the outside gates settling into position. We're just looking for the 2 inside boys to come together, and that looks to be the way it is at the moment. Start marshal moves away, takes a release, and away they go to the first corner. And it looks like it's the rider on the outside gate, Tobias THOMSEN, who's got the best of the jumps there ahead of Darryl RITCHINGS. We've lost the rider in blue there, that's Jonas JEPPESEN. He seems to have hit a problem on the first lap. So it's Tobias THOMSEN leads Darryl RITCHINGS, lead Will Cairns. And again, perhaps not the way we would have forecast the race going. But no matter, the Donut King is doing his thing, and out front and looking pretty smooth as well is Tobias THOMSEN. Darryl RITCHINGS plugging away in the red helmet colour in second place, and Will Cairns is trying to catch them up from a 3rd place spot. So 1 lap to go, and Tobias THOMSEN leads Darryl RITCHINGS, leads Will Cairns, and THOMSEN there is using that leg trailing style to really good effect here tonight. And we come over the line to finish the heat. We'll call them home yellow, red and white. Yellow, red, white. And perhaps a surprise result, and perhaps a little bit of a surprise that we didn't see Jonas JEPPESEN in the mix there, but mechanical issues obviously got in the way. So that's heat number 6. There you go, that's the way you do it, as they say, and I'm very happy Tobias THOMSEN entertains the crowd with one of his traditional donuts.
Finishes with a win for the rider in yellow, that man, Tobias Thompson.
No riders back into the pits.
16.97 his winning time.
We'll just bring up the graphic for you in a moment with the official result of heat number 6.
Finisher was Jonas JEPPESEN getting into trouble there and pulling up in heat 6. Winning time again.
Yeah, so apologies, my mistake. We haven't got graphics, of course, for results. That's my job tonight, and it's going to tell you that Tobias THOMSEN was your race winner in yellow. Second place went to Darryl RITCHINGS in red, and third place went to Will Cairns in white. So there we go, yellow, red, white, the result of heat number 6. We go on to heat number 7, and this time it's an interesting lineup. This time Luke Killeen from gate number 1 in the red helmet. A little bit of a mistake last time for Luke, cost him a point there. He'll be looking to put that right and probably make the best of gate number 1 here. Next door to him in the blue helmet colour is going to be Scott Nicholls. Then gate number 3 in white is Drew Kemp, and gate number 4 in yellow is Zach Cook. So riders here with a little bit of misfortune over the course of the first outings. Luke Killeen, one of them, Drew Kemp another, Zach Cook another. So they'll all be looking to rectify their scores this time around and put some more numbers against their names. 2-minute time allowance is counting down, and we're around 25 seconds now until those riders need to be up there at the tapes ready to go. So we are, riders in line. Starting Marshall's happy, he moves away, takes her up, and away they go to the first corner. And from the outside gate in yellow, it looks like Zach Cook has made a really good start. And he's side by side with Luke Killeen as they go down the back straight. And at the back of the pack, it's Drew Kemp finding a way to get round Scott Nicholls, but he's tightened up with Killeen, who didn't leave many room on the outside there. But Drew persists on the outside run, and Killeen persists on the inside run. And Drew Kemp just hasn't quite got enough at the moment. He's holding back Scotty Nicholls. We've probably got our best race of the night so far, but down goes Killeen, and dropping the bike down very quickly there was Drew Kemp, I think, to avoid a very nasty collision. It was certainly getting very close as they came down the home straight, and again I think pressure just told on Luke Killeen there, and he tumbled down, and it was a quick drop of the bike from Drew Kemp that saved the day. We can see that the red exclusion light has been displayed, and here you can see what happened as the riders went into the corner there. Luke Killeen just loses control, slides out, and very quickly Drew Kemp puts the bike to the ground to save any nasty accidents. So well done to Drew, and poor old Luke there, he's going to hop along Luke heading back to the pits. Let's hope that's nothing too dangerous or problematical for Luke. Yes, so it was developing into a good race, and yes, we're just waiting to hear whether it was going to be an award or whether it's going to be a rerun, and the answer is it's going to be a rerun. So that means a little extra time will be allowed now for the 3 guys who are coming back into the rerun, and we will hope that they can get themselves sorted out fairly quickly. In the meantime, perhaps I could give you the answers to my mini quiz there. And first of all, I asked you who's the oldest rider racing today, and I guess most of you will have got Scott Nicholls. Scott Nicholls, the veteran, wily veteran. He's the oldest man on display today. The second question was about the last time Adam Ellis rode at Poole. Well, for anybody who follows the Pirates fairly closely, they may remember that back on the 1st of September last year, Richard Lawson staged his testimonial meeting here at Poole Stadium. And Adam Ellis was in that meeting. And he rode on Richard's side
with Richard at number 1 and Adam Ellis at number 2. So the answer to the question is it was the 1st of September 2024 in Richard Lawson's testimonial. And thirdly, a question was, who won the first ever Poole Blue Ribbon in 1970? Now this is one for our older viewers. If you've been Googling, you'll no doubt have found the answer fairly quickly, but it was the great Barry Briggs who won that meeting. Barry Briggs won the first ever Poole Blue Ribbon, and in fact it was the only time he did actually win it. A lot of the famous names of the past had 1 or 2 shots or 1 or 2 wins in it, but Briggo only got it done the once. And when you look down the list of previous winners, it's a real hall of fame. And for those of you who are interested, we can remind you, Ollie Olsen won the Blue Ribbon twice. Ray Wilson won it. Anders Michenek won it. Bobby Schwartz won it twice. Dave Jessup, Bruce Penhall, Eric Gunderson. Yeah, it's an absolute gallery of superstars back in the day. More recently, well, of course, Darcy Ward and Tony Rickardson, Poole legends of the past, have also had that Poole Blue Ribbon trophy under their belts. And people have been asking, what is the Blue Ribbon? Where does it come from? Well, it's to do with shipping, believe it or not. It was a prize awarded to the fastest ship to cross between Great Britain and the United States. And the ship that actually holds the record is called the United States. And I think because they held the record, they decided they would keep it, and it didn't run anymore after about 1970. So there we go. That's another Trumpism for you, I'm sure. Meanwhile, I can stop babbling and we can get on with some proper racing in we rerun of this heat number 7. Scott Nicholls, gate number 2, Drew Kemp, gate number 3, and Zach Cook on gate number 4. More gardening required. Yeah, the starting gate does look sticky, doesn't it, down there tonight? We certainly haven't had any rain here today, so that will have been stickified by the track staff here, putting some water onto the circuit. There's Scott Nicholls there, just getting himself composed, ready to go. The other 2 guys are now at tapes. Up goes the engine rev, up go the tapes, and away they head to the first bend. And this time, is Zach Cook going to hit the front again? No, it's Drew Kemp who's made the best of the starts, and Zach Cook has to settle for second place at this moment in time. So Kemp's away at the front. Zach Cook is giving chase in second place with Scotty Nicholls. He's running third at the moment, but a little bit of drift of the 2 at the front. So what can Zach Cook do to pull in Drew Kemp? It's going to take a pretty Herculean effort, I think, here, because when Kemp gets his nose in front, he rarely makes a mistake these days, and he's away with a mixture. He's being rewarded maybe for a great piece of speedway, dropping the bike down very quickly to save a big accident with Killeen. So 1 lap to go. Drew Kemp out front. Zach Cook's got a mechanical problem now by the look of it. And as he pulls away to the edge of the circuit, Scott Nicholls comes through for second place. But no doubt about the winner. It's tapes to flag for the rider in white, Drew Kemp, and he's followed home by the rider in blue, Scott Nicholls. So 2 riders only finished that one. Drew Kemp there blowing a little bit of smoke as he heads back into the pits. And I wonder what happened to Zach Cook that time round. Have we got him finishing, or where is? Oh, he's pushing home for a point. Now that is an honourable thing to do, isn't it, in a meeting such as this, to push home for a point.
That's the second.
let's just let you listen to the crowd's reaction to that. Zach pushes home now. Wonder what's happened there. What's he taking off with him? Is that the handle? Is that the throttle cable he's got in his hand, or the throttle itself? Let's see what's handing over. Something's handed over there. Oh, well, that's a bit of a shock one, but nevertheless, heat number 7 eventually went the way of Drew Kemp in white. Second place to Scott Nicholls in blue. And then third man home there, pushed home, was Zach Cook in yellow. Apologies for the slight delay in my words, because I am trying to fill in the programme as well as talk to you and see if we can make some sense out of what's going on. Here we go then, it's heat number 8 coming up now. The rider in shot there on blue is Juhl Pedersen, coming out for his second outing here at the stadium this evening. And we can see Zach Cook walking in there. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if we can find out what happened to that. We'll do our best. Let's have a look at the lineup across the gate for heat number 8, and then coming to tapes in gate number 1. The win under his belt already, Vinnie FOORD. Vinnie FOORD in red, gate number 1. Next door in blue, Juhl Pedersen. Then it's Eddie Kennett in white on gate number 3, and Ben Morley in gate number 4 in yellow. So we've got a bit of a National League sort of burn up with 3 riders in it here, and Juhl Pedersen from SGP2 just for good measure. So we're looking at Eddie Kennett there, just spinning the wheel. No doubt hoping that that bike's going to run for 4 full laps this time around. Riders ready. Start marshal moves away. Tapes released, and away they go to the first corner. And it's Vinnie FOORD who's done a 360, and that's forced Juhl Pedersen off as well. So race going to be stopped there. Looks like both of the fallers are back up and okay. Certainly Juhl Pedersen is already back at the pits gate. Let's just have a look at it in ReRun. And you can see the riders head into the first bend. Vinnie FOORD goes in very tight, loses the back end, spins it around, and he's lucky not to be picked up by a couple of the other riders there. But as it is, it was Vinnie FOORD who's adjudged to be the cause of the stoppage, and good to see that he's okay and back in the pits, but he's not going to score any points this time out.
Well, the race to be restarted. It was stopped in the interest of safety. The rider in red judged to be the primary cause of that stoppage.
So Vinnie's walked in there, helmet off. Looks a little bit disconsolate, doesn't he? You understand that. He had a good start to the meeting and a good start to that race, but just couldn't hold the spin, and down he went. So Juhl Pedersen looks to be okay. He's on the other side of the pits gate to our left as we look at those pictures. But he's just having a little bit of mechanical adjustment done there, but seems to be okay. And 3 pirates together there, just talking over what's been going on tonight, no doubt. Rowe there, of course, 2 wins so far, so he's in a good mood. Tobias THOMSEN with a good start to the meeting. And the 2-minute time allowance comes on, and we're going to try again with heat number 8. And that's Ben Morley in shot there. Ben's another one of those riders who've accumulated an average in the championship that is awkward to fit into other teams. He's a terrific National League rider. He's a National League Riders Champion at one stage, but he's just not quite been able to find a permanent home in the championship, and it's a great shame really, because he's a great guy and comes from a great family. So there's your lineup. It's 3 riders again in this one. Gate number 2, Juhl Pedersen. Gate number 3, Eddie Kennett. And gate number 4 is Ben Morley. Ben Morley doing 2 races on the trot. He's out in this one in heat number 8, and he'll be going again after the grading break, which I guess will come up after this heat. He'll go again in heat number 9 as well. So we've got the riders back into line. Riders are settled. Start Marshall moves away. Up go the tapes, and away they go to the first corner. And there's Juhl Pedersen there in the blue helmet, who looks to have made the best drop, with Eddie Kennett now running in second place and Ben Morley in third. So Pedersen with the fresh air in his nostrils. A bit of lift coming out of bend number 4, gets it under control nicely and negotiates the pits bend without any problem that time around, and speeds off down the back straight. So Juhl Pedersen leads, Eddie Kennett second, and Ben Morley in third. I'm afraid we haven't got a lot of exciting elbow-to-elbow racing to bring you here, because it's a little bit on the processional side, but an opportunity to see Juhl Pedersen strutting his stuff here at Wimborne Road. And in this one, heat number 8, he's done himself no harm whatsoever. So they come off the final bend, and we can call them home. Blue, white and yellow.
Over the line in heat number 8 for the victory in blue, Juhl Pedersen. Heat number 8, the victory for the rider in blue that time. It looks as though he's settled into Wimborne Road.
There's
Juhl Pedersen.
Eddie Kennett just coming back in. Reece Naylor there pushing back the bike for Ben Morley. As I say, Ben to do 2 on the trot. So he'll be getting his breath back, getting some fuel on the fuel tank, and probably switching that back wheel around, changing the sprocket around.
Somebody to have a chat to. I believe he's
And
got
in comes
one young man
Kevin.
who is always interesting to listen to. Lee, over to you.
Hope he's enjoying himself here at Wimborne Road.
It is a hive of activity in the pits. I mean, you
Yes, so there we go. There's your leaderboard with Anders Rowe currently at the top of the heap. It's 6 points so far. Tobias THOMSEN with 5, Juhl Pedersen 4, Scott Nicholls 4, Drew Kemp 3, Vinnie FOORD 3, Jonas JEPPESEN 3, Richard Lawson 3, Will Cairns 3, Paul Starks 3, Darryl RITCHINGS 2, Adam Ellis 2, Eddie Kennett 2, Zach Cook 2, Ben Morley 2, and Luke Killeen with 1. So there we are. That's the state of play after 2 races each. Now let's test your grey matter one more time and ask you to have a think about this. Who's the only rider to have won the Poole Blue Riband 4 years in a row? Who's the only rider to have won the Blue Riband for 4 years in a row? You'll need to go back in the archives a little bit to find this one, but you won't be surprised when you work out who it is. Next question. Vinnie FOORD has been racing for 2 National League teams this year, as well as Workington in the championship. Who are the two National League teams that Vinnie FOORD has been racing for?
Yeah, it's been a season of learning, really. That's what the main thing I was
And the next question for you is about Zach Cook. Now, Zach is booked to ride in a testimonial meeting at Leicester this weekend. But whose testimonial is it? Zach is booked to ride in a testimonial meeting at Leicester this weekend, but whose testimonial is it? Okay, there you go. There's 3 more questions for you, and get your fingers Googling if you want to, or just rack the grey matter to see if the answers will come back to memory. Fair size crowd here at Wimborne Road. The grandstand certainly is pretty good. A little bit sparse on the bends, but it's one of those meetings, isn't it, that Speedway fans tend to prefer team action rather than individual action. But it's Speedway, isn't it? And there's a lot of folks up and down the country who would dearly love to have a track close to them so that they could go and watch, whether it be team or individual action, on a regular basis. Now, I promised that I'd mentioned one of my friends here, Jason, who I was with at the weekend in Suffolk. It's great to have you watching tonight. I know you are going to tune in to the broadcast to have a look at Adam Ellis and see how he was going. Jason's a big fan at Ipswich, and he's very keen to promote the Ipswich Witches, and is certainly hoping that they're going to go ahead and take the Premiership title. So there you go, Jace. Promised you the mention, and you've got it there. There's Luke Killeen there, just sitting down on the old bike there, just gathering his thoughts, ready for heat number 9, which is his next outing. Yeah, he's mentioned earlier on, he's come good in the last couple of months, really, Luke Killeen. He's a good starter, and when he gets in position, he can create a real difficulty to pass. I think today maybe just a little bit of pressure on him has caused a couple of upsets, but he's always in the mix there. And was that Senna Summers from the Oxford Chargers with him there? It might well have been. There we go. People around the first bend there, looking on, having a chat, probably talking about what happened at Glasgow last night. Wondering if the Pirates can make another treble year in 2025. There's a lot of work to do to make that happen, no doubt about it. And well, it'd be a fantastic achievement if it were to be pulled off. But we'll have to wait and see. It's got Nicholls there, down on his knees. Always good to see Scott here at Poole. A great ambassador for the sport, and of course great to see him when he is on TV in a commentary role, giving his expertise on track situations and the various racing permutations that take place. He's a man who's been there, done it, seen that, and got so many t-shirts that he can obviously send a few off to charity. A thumbs up from a man in the crowd. He's obviously watching our cameraman. Here's Adam Ellis. He dons the white helmet colour in heat number 9, and riding at number 1, of course, he gets the first outing after each track grade. So he'll be looking to see what the tractor has been doing out there on the circuit. And Adam Roynan there with the bike in his hand. think I heard Adam Roynon on the Glasgow stream last night commentating, so he's had a busy day coming back down from Glasgow down to Poole with Adam Ellis. Adam, of course, was a former pirate at one stage not so long ago. I wonder if he ever found the steel shoe that he threw over the roof of the tea room. Bit of pique one day when things didn't quite go to plan. The steel shoe found a new home behind the tea hut. There we go, track rakers. Got to give them a big thumbs up, not only at Poole but at every track up and down the country. Speedway runs on the goodwill of volunteers and track rakers amongst them. So well done, guys, whether you be at Poole or whether you be elsewhere. You're doing a sterling job to keep us going. Thank you very much indeed.
2 minutes for heat 9.
2 minutes for heat number 9 then. So we're going again with the action. And this time round it's Tobias THOMSEN, Ben Morley, Adam Ellis and Luke Killeen. We'll bring them up on screen for you shortly across the gate so you can see who's going where. But in shot there in white was Adam Ellis. Right, it's just digging in.
2 points so far, Ben Morley. In gate number 3, also on 2 points, Adam Ellis. And in gate number 4, 1 point to his credit.
There we go, as you line up across the gate. Again, strange to see Tobias THOMSEN not in his Poole Kevlars, but in his own personal number 87 Kevlars there. He's on the inside starting position in red. Next door to him is Ben Morley, out for a second ride in succession. He'll be starting from that number 2 box. Adam Ellis in white, he comes out from gate number 3. And on the outside, it's Luke Killeen. Adam Ellis with just a couple of points on the scoreboard so far. But maybe it's Tobias THOMSEN, the man who's surprising us a little bit. As 2 rides and 5 points is a good return for the day. So the riders just settling into position. Up comes the engine rev, up go the tapes and away to the first bend they go. And round the inside, Tobias THOMSEN's trying to hang it down low to get some drive out the corner, but sweeping around the outside, Adam Ellis takes up pole position and cuts the nose off of Tobias THOMSEN. So it's Ellis out in front, Tobias THOMSEN in second, under pressure from Luke Killeen. And Ben Morley, he's the rider in 3rd position. And out front, Adam Ellis showing that Premiership style that's worked a good season for him up there in East Anglia with the Ipswich Witches. He's a long way ahead of Tobias THOMSEN, and once he's got fresh air in his nostrils, well, he's a hard man to beat, isn't he? THOMSEN's still plugging away in 2nd place. 2 useful points coming up for him here if things stay the same. And Luke Killeen keeps THOMSEN honest in 3rd place. Off the last bend is white, red, yellow, and we will get blue eventually. White, red, yellow, blue, and a win for Adam Ellis.
Adam Ellis. His winning time 59.65. Second in red, Tobias THOMSEN. Third in yellow, Luke Killeen. And fourth in blue, Ben Morley. Winners time again 59.65.
Here we go with another look at heat number 9 start. And away they go to the first bend, and this time it was Adam Ellis who made the best jump there. Just had enough speed to push around Tobias THOMSEN and head off into the sunset for good points.
2 points so far, Haywood Kennett.
On we go. Heat number 10 this time around. That's William Cairns in shot. Just comes to the tapes and tries to identify the best place to slot that back wheel.
And gate number 4 in yellow, Will Cairns.
Next door in the white helmet colour is Scott Nicholls, just doing exactly the same, trying to find the sweet spot on the track there so that he gets the best getaway. Across the gate, here's your lineup. Riding in red, it's going to be Eddie Kennett. Riding in blue, the meeting leader at the moment, Anders Rowe with 2 wins. He's the top scorer. Gate number 3 in white, Scott Nicholls. And gate number 4 in yellow is William Cairns. So it looks like we've got some saggy tapes there at the moment, which might need a little bit of tightening up. I'm not sure that they've spotted that yet, so those tapes on gate number 4 don't look quite right to me. Well, we don't seem to be stopping for it. We're going to be carrying on. Let's hope that doesn't affect the running of the race. Off they go to the first corner, and it's the rider in red who looks like he's made the best of the jump. Yellow comes around, that's Cairns, but underneath them all is Anders Rowe, and he's carrying on his terrific form so far. So Rowe leads it out. Cairns is in second. Scott Nicholls is in third, and Eddie Kennett at the back. And Rowe, if anything, is stretching his lead here over Will Cairns, and Will Cairns is doing a master's job on Scott Nicholls. Now, used to be a feather in the cap of 16-year-old Cairns if he can get wily Scott Nicholls hat down, and they come round to Pitts Bend. No, they come around third and fourth bend, and Scott Nicholls closing in bit by bit on Will Cairns. Nicholls going wider, Cairns just drifts to the outside on bend number 2, and he gets good propulsion down the back straight. And as they come off the final corner, we can call them home. Blue, yellow, white and red. Blue, yellow, white, red.
And the rider in blue makes it 3 out of 3. Anders Rowe. And what about that from our man in yellow, Will Cairns, the Superboy.
Yeah, a bit of a joke there between the two Poole Pirates as they come in. It's a very interesting start there off of the start. You may be able to get a quick look at it again in replay. Like this, here we go then, let's just watch them around the first half lap or so. Eddie Kennett didn't look to be too bad away, but Anders Rowe there went mid-track. Looked like Will Cairns was going to blast around them all. He got halfway around Kennett. Rowe came underneath Kennett, and Kennett's moved to the back. So after a good 30 metres, Eddie Kennett was in good position, but lack of racing, I think, there probably just took its toll. But Anders Rowe marches on. 3 race, 3 wins. On we go to heat number 11.
Fabrication, Poole manufacturer of metal structures.
Here's your lineup. This time around, Kevin Juhl Pedersen is the rider from gate number 1. He's in the red helmet colour. On gate number 2 in the blue helmet colour is Paul Starke. Gate number 3 in white is Zach Cook. Let's hope Zach's mechanical issues have been sorted. And on gate number 4 in yellow is Darryl RITCHINGS. You see the riders there just pulling back just for a moment or two. There's, let's have a look, 30 seconds on the clock, so plenty of time for them to get into position. Wonder if we should start a debate on whether 2 minutes is too long for the riders. Should it be brought down 90 seconds, 60 seconds? Discuss. Anyway, what we were going to discuss is heat at number 11. Riders at the gate. Up go the tapes and away to the first bend. It's looks like a clean break from Red, but Zach Cook there goes wide and turns back under Juhl Pedersen. And Paul Starke now is snapping at the heels of the Danish rider on the inside. Cook looks like he's got himself sorted out in front, and he's away. Juhl Pedersen in second. A little bit lively, but doing okay so far. Paul Starke, the rider, trying to put some pressure on Juhl Pedersen. And there he's trying to dive to the inside, but not the place to be at the moment, I don't think. So out front, Zach Cook is leading it out. Juhl Pedersen running in second place. Paul Starke in third, and Darryl RITCHINGS plugging away at the fourth position. So there's Cook down the back straight. He's up on one wheel there, and just comes around the car park turn to finish off the heat. We can call them home: white, red, blue and yellow.
Setting things straight, here's third ride of the night in heat number 11. Skipper of the Pirates, Zach Cook.
So I'll be happy about that one. No mechanicals that time around, and a nice race win after a good piece of work through the first corner there. Got into the front of the pack. So there we go, that's 11 races gone. We're on now to heat number 12, and another rider coming out in this one with mechanical issues last time, Richard Lawson. He'll be on track against another race winner last time out, Kemp. So that's a promising heat to look forward to. 2 minute time allowance flashing away, as you can see in the pits there, as the riders appear round the corner. And that's Vinnie FOORD just being helped out there. Get on track. Let's hope that Vinnie's okay after his 360 last time round. Trying hard, but no luck then. So Richard Lawson comes out to take his position in gate number 12 on gate 1. Of course, it was gate number 1 last time that he had his little bit of a mishap, so I'm sure he's got his fingers crossed that everything is now sorted. Here we go then, Richard Lawson in red, gate number 1. Vinnie FOORD in blue, gate number 2. Jonas JEPPESEN, white, gate number 3. And Drew Kemp in yellow on gate number 4. Yeah, 3 big hitters in this one with Lawson, JEPPESEN and Kemp. All really looking for some points after mishaps along the way, so promises to be an intriguing heat. Drew Kemp doing 2 races on the trot. He's in this one, and he comes out again in the following heat, heat 13, after a grading break. There we go, engine noise rises, tapes are released, and away they go to the first corner. And it's Lawson who leads it out from Drew Kemp in second place. Lawson leads Kemp. We've got Vinnie FOORD running in third, and I think we've lost JEPPESEN again with the mechanical issue. Indeed we have. He's parked up by the pit gate. So Lawson leads, Kemp second, FOORD third, And I'm afraid this one's just going to be a little bit processional because the riders are well strung out this time round. Lawson there just running a little bit wide into the dirt on turn number 4. Kemp follows him through. Vinnie FOORD battling away in 3rd place. So we can call them home. Red, yellow and blue.
Another pirate setting things right in his 3rd outing with a win in red, Richard Lawson.
Rocket Man takes the applause of the home crowd. You see Vinnie FOORD just walking in with Rowe there.
For the Rocket Man himself, Richard Lawson.
Here's Richard dismounting.
Richard Lawson.
And no doubt, yep, a bit happier than he was in the previous one. So they tracked us out as we envisaged it would be. And here's your leaderboard with Rowe stretching his advantage a little bit. It's now a 2-point lead over Tobias THOMSEN. Rowe on 9, THOMSEN 7. Richard Lawson on 6. Juhl Pedersen steady away 6. Kemp 5. Ellis 5. Zach Cook 5. Will Cairns 5. Scott Nicholls 5. Vinnie FOORD 4. Paul Starke 4. Jonas JEPPESEN 3. Darryl RITCHINGS 2. Eddie Kennett 2. Ben Morley 2. And Killeen 2. So that's how we look at the moment, with 2 pirates at the top of the heap.
And it's an orange ticket 308.
We look into pit lane to see what's going on there, and Zach Cook just sitting down, relaxing for a moment or two.
So if you want to collect your prize, please go to the Pirates.
Work going on the bike, of course, to maintain it, keep it ticking over nicely. While we're looking at Zach Cook, of course, I could tell you a little bit about your quiz answers. And I asked you, who's the only rider to have won the blue ribbon 4 years in a row? And if you think back, you'll remember it was the legend that is Malcolm Simmons. Malcolm Simmons, 4 in a row. Absolutely brilliant. Then I asked you about Vinnie FOORD, who's been racing in the National League, and which teams was he racing for? Well, the answer, of course, was the Kent Eagles and the Scunthorpe Sheffield Steelers. That's a bit of a mouthful, but that's where Vinnie was doing his thing. And Zach, we looked at him there in the pits. He's booked a ride in the testimonial at Leicester at the weekend. Whose testimonial is it? Well, it is Aussie Ryan Douglas. Brilliant racer from down under there, and a well-deserved testimonial for all the time he's devoted to British Speedway, and particularly at Scunthorpe, of course, where he came over and became an absolute legend. So congratulations to Ryan. Hope the sun shines for him at the weekend when he has his big day. Now we're going to tell you a little bit about Cycle Speedway, which is something we don't do very much on here, but at the weekend it was the World Championships at Ipswich, and believe it or not, the Poole Cycle Speedway Club, who were well represented there in the World Finals, came away with World Champions, because Kenzie Bennett, who races for Poole, became the World Junior Champion. And not only that, he became the World Junior Pairs Champion at the same time. So that's a fantastic achievement for Kenzie. Not to be outdone, Kenzie also had one of his teammates stand on the podium as a world champion, and that was Teddy Curtis. Teddy Curtis became the World Under-16 Cycle Speedway Champion. Absolutely fantastic work from that Comet pair. And we mustn't forget, of course, another rider from the Poole Club who was there, and that was Fez Langu. Fez rode in the Open Championship, which was the World Championship of Cycle Speedway for senior riders. And amazingly, he finished up in 4th position. He finished second in a run-off for 3rd spot with a rider from Horsepath Club in Oxford, Will Jeffrey. But Fez got a 4th place in the world, and that's absolutely fantastic in the senior ranks. So one thing to say, of course, if you don't know anything about Cycle Speedway, then have a look on all your social medias for the Poole Cycle Speedway Club. They'll be welcoming anybody down there to help, whether it as a volunteer or as a rider, and you can get involved with Cycle Speedway and join a terrific crew of people who are doing great things to keep fit and to enjoy themselves. So would you like some more questions, because we've got a little bit of time on our hands here? The tractor hasn't gone to bed yet. If you do, let's try this one. Which rider here tonight was born in Germany? Which rider here tonight was born in Germany? Next question. Darryl RITCHINGS has been racing for 2 National League teams, as well as Vinnie FOORD, of course. Who are the 2 National League teams that Darryl RITCHINGS has been riding for? And let's round it off with this one. Which pirate won the Blue Ribbon meeting for 3 years in a row from 1994 through to 1996? There we go. Get you scratch your heads on those. Which rider here tonight was born in Germany? Darryl RITCHINGS has been racing for 2 National League teams. Who are they? And finally, which pirate won the Blue Ribbon meeting for 3 years in a row from 1994 through to 1996? A little bit of homework for you. I'll give you the answers at the next grading break, which will come, well, yes, after heat number 16. So we'll just leave you with a few pan shots of what's going on here at the stadium, whilst the tractor's out finishing off the grading work that it started a few minutes ago. Vinnie FOORD there, who we said earlier on was up at Workington this year in the championship, and I think he's still got another meeting to go this weekend to finish off the Comet's season. Perhaps not done quite as well as many people were expecting, but he's been a bit disrupted for him, and of course Workington themselves had to have a break mid-season and they sort out 1 or 2 administrative issues. But now they're going again, and they proved themselves to be quite formidable around their track up there at Northside. Great facility, Northside track. If you ever get a chance to go there, do. It's a fantastic place. Gets better every time you go there. So that's Vinnie. He'll be out again in the next block of races. But here we go with heats 13 through 16. This is the 4th ride for each of the competitors here tonight. And with the 2-minute time allowance ticking down now, we are going to have the guys out for race 13 any second now. And having said that, is Adam Ellis. He's out already. Because the thing tonight is that these riders are on track racing for a substantial prize pot. It's a winner-take-all £3,000 first prize, so that's why they're going for it. It's certainly a very handsome pot of money to take home. Heat 13 with Drew Kemp on gate number 1 in red, Eddie Kennett in gate number 2 in blue. Darryl RITCHINGS, gate number 3 in white, and Adam Ellis in yellow, gate number 4. So with Drew Kemp coming good in the last outing, Adam Ellis also getting into the swing of things. There's a couple of big hitters this time round who have had their problems along the way, but the way the formula works here, they could still be in the mix come the end of race 20. But we've got the riders lined up across the gate. Starting marshal's happy, he moves away. Up go the tapes and away to the first bend they go. And it looks like it's a good start off of the inside gate from Drew Kemp, but he's swallowed up by Adam Ellis, driving right around the outside on turn number 2 there. So Ellis gets to the front ahead of Kemp. Eddie Kennett is now trying to apply the pressure to Kemp. A little bit wayward, a little bit untidy there, but he's doing enough to keep Darryl RITCHINGS at the back this time round. So Adam Ellis moving out to the dirt line on the outside. He's extending his lead over the rider in red, who is Drew Kemp. Eddie Kennett chasing up still in blue, and Darryl RITCHINGS is a little bit adrift now at the back of the pack. So they open the line, it's just one to go, with Ellis leading out, Kemp in second, Kennett in third. We seem to have lost Darryl RITCHINGS on the back straight there, so it's 3 to finish. Yellow, red, blue, with Ellis leading home Kemp and Eddie Kennett.
Top gear in heat number 13, the rider in yellow from the outside takes the checkered flag, Adam Ellis.
In comes Drew Kemp. And here comes Adam with Adam Roynan pushing the bike home. He's starting to get into the swing of things, Adam, here. So the position on the podium likely. Well, anything's possible, of course. Eddie Kennett enjoying it. That's good to see, isn't it? You like riders with a smile on their face. Let's see what happens as they headed off to the first corner. Looked like a good start from Drew Kemp there on the inside, but Adam Ellis had made an equally good one, and he found the dirt line on the outside, which was enough to propel him out to the front of the field. And after it settled on the first lap, that's the way it finished up. So Ellis away with the mixer and more points on his scoreboard.
He was impressive in heat number 10, heading Scott Nicholls, of course. It's Will Cairns.
Now let's have a look what we've got next. Well, it's going to be heat number 14, of course.
Lawson. Gate number 3 belongs to
We've got 3 riders in shot there who are getting themselves geared up, ready to go. Here comes your lineup. Riding in the inside starting position in red is Will Cairns. Next door to him is Richard Lawson in blue from gate 2. Then it's Kevin Juhl Pedersen in white from gate number 3, and Luke Killeen in yellow from gate number 4. It's your lineup across the gate on heat number 14. Lawson there digging himself a place to go from. We've said that on paper he's probably favourite for this race, but we've seen earlier on in the meeting that what we thought were favourites turned out to be a little bit also ran. So what can happen in heat number 14? We'll have to just wait a few seconds till the boys come together at the line, and then we go racing. Countdown clock is running away with us. It's less than 15 seconds now until the 0 hour strikes. So riders ready. Start marshal moves away, and off they go to the first corner, and it's quite a good start there from Cairns, but Lawson gets over him, shunts his opponent there, Juhl Pedersen, towards the outside of the track and heads off into the distance. So Lawson leads Juhl Pedersen, leads Cairns, leads Killeen. And Will Cairns there looked like he made a pretty good start, but experience from Lawson got him into the best place in the first corner, and then he pushed Juhl Pedersen away, and away goes Lawson. So Lawson in front, Juhl Pedersen second, Will Cairns in third, and Luke Killeen is still battling away at the back of the pack. lap to go, and this one looks like it's almost sorted itself out already, with Lawson heading off down the back straight. Just 2 bends to go to finish it off and put another 3 on the scoreboard. So we'll call them home: blue, white, red, yellow, Lawson, Juhl, Pedersen and Cairns.
After that disaster in heat number 5, but the winner of heat number 14 in blue, Richard Lawson.
There we go, riders just making their way back into the pits after heat number 14. Rocket Man it is indeed.
16.16 seconds.
Another win on the board for him.
Third in red was Will.
He's up to 9 points so far, so not doing too badly.
Time again, 16.16.
But Adam... Sorry, Anders Rowe with 9 there already, and a ride to come. Must fancy the way things are going. We're on to heat number 15, and that looks like Zach Cook coming round to takes.
But we have a change in that 3 riders only will come to the line in heat 15. Jonas JEPPESEN has withdrawn from the meeting,
so I don't know if you caught that through the stadium PA, but Jonas JEPPESEN will be a non-starter in heat number 15. He's withdrawn from the meeting, so we go just 3 riders only in heat number 15.
with a score of 9 from 3 outings on a maximum so far. On the outside where he likes.
So there we go, it's Ben Morley in red from gate number 1, Zach Cook in blue from gate number 2, Jonas JEPPESEN missing from gate number 3, mechanical issues unfortunately this evening. And on gate number 4 there's an important race for Anders Rowe in yellow. So a pirate battle here between blue and yellow, with Zach Cook from gate 2, Anders Rowe from gate number 4. Rowe unbeaten then on his 3 outings so far. Wearing his Sheffield Kevlars there. There's a hard one to call, but the way in which Rowe's been racing so far this evening and over the last week, you wouldn't put it past him to take this one. Takes up the way they go to the first corner, and it's Anders Rowe who's chosen to go to the wide outside, but Cook's cut him off and has run round the inside and got himself into front position. Now Rowe's got the work to do. He's looked over his shoulder there, you can see it's Ben Morley, but a long way adrift. So the decision is, do you chase Cook for the win, or do you just sit in for 2 valuable points? Decisions. Up the front, well, Zach Cook's away, and I think Anders Rowe has decided that discretion's a better part of valour in this one. So the Poole skipper is heading away. He's making ground over Anders Rowe here, and it's going to be a good one for Cook, with a win very likely here. So Cook takes it away. Rowe just steadies off in second place, and he's happy to tootle around to pick up a couple of points ahead of Ben Morley. So Zach Cook wins the heat. It's blue, yellow, and it will be red as they come over the line.
For the Poole skipper in the blue helmet colour, Zach Cook.
Zach Cook there, just rowing round back to the pits area.
Over the line for heat number 15 in the blue helmet colour for win, Zach Cook.
And we come back into pits.
59.39 ahead of the meeting leader. He dropped his first.
Ben Morley there looked a bit tired, didn't he, coming back in? So
Rowe,
perhaps it was a bit of a rush to get down from London to get into the meeting. I know it was a late call for him, but it was good of him to do it and make sure that there was at least he started off with a full field. Another block of 4 races will be completed after this one. It's heat number 16. Paul Starke is your rider in picture here, red helmet colour. And now we've switched to the rider in blue, which is Tobias THOMSEN. Here we go then, across the gate, your racing lineup for this one. It's going to have Paul Starke in the red helmet colour from gate number 1. Tobias THOMSEN, he'll be in blue from gate number 2. Vinnie FOORD comes out to entertain us again in heat number 3. And it's Scott Nicholls in yellow from gate number 4. That's your lineup in heat number 16. Of course, we're hitting unknown territory almost here because a normal league match goes to heat number 15. We've done that already, so we're on 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20. So added bonus for spectators here tonight and for you lovely people viewing at home. And I've got a message here from this is Dave Wilson. Dave, great to have you on board tonight, mate, watching over there in Adelaide. It's brilliant to have you watching in. Don't know what time it is in the day or night over there, but good to have you on board, Dave. So off we go to the first bend. Let's see how things pan out. Looks like Scott Nicholls has dropped under the rider in red there. That's Paul Starke. But Starke finds a little bit of drive, and Paul Starke, Poole reserve, leads out to Scott Nicholls, Plymouth heat leader at the moment. Round they come, 1 lap completed. Bit of a battle going on behind there because we've got Vinnie FOORD in the mix as always, trying to battle with Tobias THOMSEN. Tobias THOMSEN dropping points here. It's Paul Starke who's pulled the rabbit out of the hat, and he leads it. So it's Starke leads in red, Scott Nicholls in yellow, Tobias THOMSEN in blue, and they come round car park turn, and Paul Starke is up front with 1 lap to go, and looking good for a race win to hold off Scott Nicholls. So this is another little bit of a surprise result here, and round comes Starke. Nothing wrong with that one, everybody say. Red, yellow, blue and white. Red, yellow, blue and white. And what a surprise. It was Paul Starke, your race winner.
It was Paul Starke.
Yeah, good round of applause there for Paul Starke. Takes the checkered flag. Good for Paul to get some confidence up as the big meetings for the Pirates start to get nearer and nearer and nearer.
I put a smile on everyone's face, none more so than the rider himself, the winner of heat number 16 in red, Paul Starke.
There he comes, and
61.82 seconds, second in yellow, Scott Nicholls.
Plenty of appreciation for that one from people around the stadium. As we go into the corner, Paul Starke down low. Looked like he's going to be nicked by Scotty Nicholls chopping through him, but kept the throttle on. Starke round the outside, and it was enough to hold Scotty back. And off he went to take checkered flag and 3 points. So there we are, everybody with 4 rides under their belt. We'll have a look at the leaderboard in just a minute or two's time once we've enjoyed Paul Starke winning heat number 16.
Now, of course, we're on the last blue band
Here we go then. Leaderboard at the moment. Anders Rowe looking good. 11 points from his 4 rides. Richard Lawson on 9. Adam Ellis on 8. Zach Cook on 8. Tobias THOMSEN on 8. Kevin Juhl Pedersen on 8. Drew Kemp 7. Paul Starke 7. Scott Nicholls 7. Will Cairns 6. Vinnie FOORD 4. Jonas JEPPESEN just a 3. Edward Kennett 3. Ben Morley 3. Darryl RITCHINGS 2. And Luke Killeen 2. So that makes an interesting looking top part on the scoreboard, with Anders Rowe leading it out at the moment. But anything can happen over the next few heats. And I think we're going to have to wait to heat number 20 to see Anders Rowe, whether he can win it or not. He's got Darryl RITCHINGS, Luke Killeen and Vinnie FOORD to contend with in that race. So perhaps quietly confident. Okay, here's your last bout of quiz answers. Hope you've enjoyed playing along at home, and hope you got your answers right. That's the main thing. I asked you a little bit a while ago who here tonight was born in Germany. Anybody think they know the answer to that? Well, of course, you probably wouldn't know that it was Drew Kemp. Drew was born in Osnabrück in Germany. So that's your answer to who was born in Germany. The next one, I asked you about Darryl RITCHINGS. Who was he riding for in the National League? His 2 teams there are the Birmingham Bulls and the Oxford Chargers. Birmingham Bulls and Oxford Chargers. And of course, Oxford Chargers are still in with a chance of taking the National League title in their particular division. So a lot for Darryl to compete with there during the course of the next few weeks in the season. And last but by no means least, which pirate won the Blue Ribbon meeting for 3 years in a row from 94 through to 96? Well, the answer to that was Lars Gunnestad. Yeah, that ever so popular Norwegian rider who was a stalwart of the Pirates in those mid-90 years. He won it 3 years in a row, 94 through to 96.
So there's Tobias THOMSEN, Kevin Juhl Pedersen, and...
So there we are. I hope you've enjoyed a little bit of quizzing as we've gone through the evening. It's been a little exciting, really, hasn't it? There's been some surprise things going on out there. Riders packing up and dropping points when you wouldn't expect them to. But it's culminating in a nice evening for Anders Rowe, who's done a lot of hard work so far this evening. And he comes to heat number 20 with every chance of picking up the trophy here this evening and that big £3,000 prize. As you can see there, the riders are still, the tractor is still running around, and a couple of riders, Rowe included, they're just looking over the fence to see what's happening, and tractor pulling some of that loose shale into the racing line. Vinnie FOORD here, seen him a few times on the camera. Puffs out the cheeks. Wonder what that means. Wonder what he's thinking there. There's Will Cairns leading over the fence. He's having a couple of good days. He's got 5 tonight. He got paid 11, of course, yesterday for the Pirates up there in Scotland. And yeah, he's starting to find his feet in professional speedway. I think he's actually got one of the... I've got to be careful here because I'll probably get it all wrong, but I think he's got one of the under-19 championships or under-21 championships still to go this year, and that would be a great feather in his cap if he could pull off one of those titles. But we know that GB Youth is strong, and they've got lots of riders coming through the ranks. And when you look at Jody Scott, who was here, Ace Piper, who was here recently, Luke Killeen, of course, is categorised as a British rider these days. There's a lot of good talent out there, and it does mean that the future of British Speedway is looking pretty strong. Kevin Juhl Pedersen there on his first visit to Poole. 8 points so far, certainly not disgraced in any way. And a rider who came over and did a meeting earlier in the week up at Workington. and asked if there was any opportunity to do any more in the UK, and Danny Ford got him on board straight away for this one. And it's good to see fresh faces, isn't it? And I hope that Kevin goes home with good memories of what he's seen here at Poole Stadium this evening. And I think that picture says a lot, really, because there is a lot of camaraderie in Speedway. They might be, I won't say mortal enemies, but huge enemies out on the track. But they do seem to be able to get themselves together and have a bit of fun when it's downtime. And it's noticeable, really. A lot of the riders who race on the continent obviously are flying in and out. They probably travel with each other quite regularly, so they know the riders very well. And although it is relatively a small sport, you know, not a lot of riders in the UK, but those who do go around know each other, and I do think they tend to respect each other. Just looking to the weekend, well, we've got an interesting fixture coming up on Friday evening. Back to Glasgow. It's Glasgow against Edinburgh in the Championship playoff second leg, where Edinburgh stole a march on the Tigers in the first leg at Armadale, and I believe it's 14 points that they take to Glasgow on Friday night. If Edinburgh made the playoff final, it would be an absolutely brilliant feather in their cap, because I think a lot of people were thinking that Glasgow were going to sweep the board this year with the team that they built and the additions that they put in during the course of the year. But Edinburgh have quietly gone about their business, and in that meeting at Armadale, where it ended up with the 14-point advantage at one stage, it could have been a lot worse for Glasgow, and 20-point advantage wasn't looking out of the question, but they struck back over the last few races, and they go to a great meeting, what is in prospect up there on Friday night. So the winner of that, of course, goes through to meet the winner of the Poole red car tie, which is finally balanced at the moment. Pirates' home leg resulted in a 6-point win, and red car will no doubt be anxious to turn that over when the second leg takes place up there at the South Tees Motor Park on the 5th of October. That said, Pirates do go well on Teesside, and it promises to be an absolutely cracking match. And if you want to watch it, then get yourself onto the British Speedway Network, and they will be providing coverage of all of the fixtures in the playoffs in both divisions over the course of the next few weeks. So apologise for the view of tractor racing. It isn't the way that we would really like to do things, but obviously the riders feel that there is the need to do a little bit on the circuit to get it into a fully raceable and safe condition. And if that is the case, then we obviously respect their wishes fully. Yeah, so sadly we've come to this meeting with a wee bit of a skeleton staff. It would have been nice to have had our pit reporter Beth out and about with the microphone, just to gauge the reaction of some of the riders who were out there looking around, and see if we can find out what were the problems with the various mechanical issues, and but certainly the track grading in that particular block. But again, we are doing our best for you on our skeleton staff, and so we are doing now what we really want to see. That's Speedway racing on the track. So on we go. 4 more races to go, to determine who's going to be the winner of the Poole Blue Riband in 2025.
Blue hard colour, also on 8 points, is from gate number 2, Juhl Pedersen. In white on gate number 3, Scott Nicholls. And we've not been told any different, but we were told that Jonas JEPPESEN has withdrawn from the meeting. So it looks like 3 riders only.
So here we go then with heat number 17. It's just 3 riders only this time round, but 3 good riders indeed it is. So let's look forward to a promising race with Adam Ellis riding from gate number 1 in the red helmet colour. Next door to him, Juhl Pedersen. He'll be in the blue helmet colour from gate number 2. Scott Nicholls is your rider in the white helmet colour from gate number 3. And those are your only 3 riders in heat number 17. Adam Ellis, 8 points so far. Juhl Pedersen, 8 points so far. Scott Nicholls, 7 points so far. So the guys with 8 points looking for a race win. 3 get them up to 11. Could be podium area. So nothing going to be quarters given here in this one, with Adam Ellis in particular looking for the maximum points return. Riders roll up to the tapes and are in position, ready to go in heat number 17. Tapes released, away they go. Adam Ellis had a little bit of a nibble there, but nothing too disastrous, and he's made the jump and gets himself into the front. So Adam Ellis in red there leading it out. Scott Nicholls is running around the outside and he's running ahead of Juhl Pedersen. So Ellis leads, Nicholls in second. Juhl Pedersen is still on Nicholls' tail here, so no giving up from the Dane. He's putting some power on to Nicholls, and whilst Nicholls is preferring the outside run, Juhl Pedersen has gone to the inside run, and there Juhl Pedersen just makes a mistake in the pit's bend, and it looks like it's given enough advantage to Scott Nicholls to have a relatively comfortable run home. So with just 2 corners to go, it's going to be Adam Ellis who takes the checkered flag. So it's red, white, blue in your finishing order. Red, white, blue.
Number 17 belongs to Adam Ellis.
There he is, still knows how to pop the wheelie, doesn't he, as Adam Ellis. And back they go to pits lane. So Adam Ellis, your race winner, 3 points there. He totals 11 so far. Second place, 2 points to Scott Nicholls. He ends up on 9. Third place to Juhl Pedersen. He has another 1 point on his scoreboard. He goes up to 9 as well. And Jonas JEPPESEN there, of course, not competing in the heat. He finishes his afternoon or evening's racing with just 3. Now we might get a chance to look at the overall leaderboard in a moment, just to see how that affects the standings. There it goes. So you can see there that Adam Ellis has moved up to 11 at the top of the heat, but Anders Rowe also with 11, and a race to come, looking pretty good at the moment.
Coming up in the red helmet colour, he was a winner last time out. In heat number 16, it's Paul Starke on gate number 1.
Now heat number 18, and the riders just lining up on the starting gate. Here's your full and official rundown. Heat number 18 sees Paul Starke riding in red from gate number 1. Gate number 2 in blue is Will Cairns. Gate number 3 in white is Drew Kemp. And gate number 4 in yellow is Ben Morley. The riders just digging in there. Drew Kemp with 7 points so far. Same as Paul Starke. Not quite sure if they've got enough to hit the podium spots, but we'll see. Ben Morley here, closest to the fence in yellow. Getting himself ready to go. Riders ready, of course. Starting marshal moves away. Tapes are up, but they head off to the first corner. And around the inside, Will Cairns is creeping a path, but it's Drew Kemp who splits both between the red and blue helmets of Starke and Cairns to hit the front. And Kemp's away with a mixture at the front of the field. It's Will Cairns slotting into second place. Paul Starke in third and Ben Morley at the back. So there's Drew Kemp out front, looking good. Started to come good at the end of the meeting. Of course, did that saving manoeuvre to prevent a big accident with Luke Killeen earlier on, so it's good work for him. And Kemp leads out ahead of Cairns and Starke and Morley. So there's your lineup as we go through the last two bends of heat number 18, and we'll call them home. White, blue, red and yellow. White, blue, red and yellow, with Drew Kemp, your race winner. There's Ben Morley walking in after his evening's work's completed, and Will Cairns as well. So Will Cairns has done himself no harm whatsoever.
Ben Morley, winning time again 61.23.
Here's your leaderboard with Anders Rowe at the top still, Ellis 11. Drew Kemp's moved up to 10 points and a potential podium spot. Richard Lawson, race to come, 9 points so far. Juhl Pedersen's rounded off his day with 9 points, as has Scotty Nicholls. Zach Cook with 8 and a race to come. Tobias THOMSEN 8 with a race to come. Then it's down to Paul Starke with 8, Will Cairns with 8, Vinnie FOORD 4, JEPPESEN 3, Kennett 3, Morley 3, Richings 2, Killeen 2. And as we look down the length of the track there, you can see that 3 riders have come to their base. And heat 19 is with us, this one, and just one more to go, plus runoffs if needed. Gate number 1 in red for I was going to say for the Pirates, but probably for himself tonight, is Zach Cook. Next door in blue is Eddie Kennett. Gate number 3 in white is Richard Lawson. Gate number 4 in yellow is Tobias THOMSEN. So it's a bit of a pirate fest, this one. Let's see how things go as the riders go crashing off into heat number 19. This race certainly gives an indication of second and third positions in the meeting. Let's see what happens as they go racing in heat number 19. And what happens is that Zach Cook makes the best of the drops and he heads home. Richard Lawson at this stage. Now the Poole skipper has found some traction over the last couple of races, and it's not often that the Rocket Man is behind Zach Cook in competitive action, but it's those two boys who are leading it at the front at the moment. Zach Cook going up wide on the outside line, where I'm sure Richard Lawson would love to be. At the back of the field, we've got a battle going on between Tobias THOMSEN and Eddie Kennett, which we have out of shot at the moment, but it's Cook leading Lawson. Thompson is still third at the moment. Lawson now dives inside Cook, and as always, Lawson ruthless as he gets to the front of the field, and round the end of the last lap it's white, red, yellow, and Lawson's hands out immediately. He apologises to Zach Cook there. It was a tough move, but well, that's Richard Lawson, isn't it? He takes no prisoners, and that piece of riding will probably have just secured him the second spot on the podium. Yeah, it was interesting there. Lawson's hand out straight away to apologise to Zach Cook. It was a tough move, and I'm sure Zach will be a little bit peeved about it, but in they come. Eddie Kennett smiling. He's done his 5 rides, so he must be pretty happy. So here's your official result. Yeah, it's a win for Richard Lawson in white. Second place was Zach Cook in red, and third Tobias THOMSEN in yellow. We can see the action here as Richard Lawson goes hunting for Zach Cook. It took him a few laps to figure out the way to do it, but you can't give up with Lawson on this track. When he's hunting you down, he will find a way, and this time it's a quick switch around the outside. Can he keep going around the outside? No, think I might have to do something a little bit different, and this time runs down a little bit lower, tries to find a little bit of drive, and that favourite jump into turn number 1 just on the inside, let the bike drift away and drift away into an area where the opposing rider can't get back. So there we are, that was the crunch move. Let's have a look at the leaderboard if we can very quickly.
Number 2 belongs to the rider in blue, Darryl RITCHINGS on gate number 3. Killeen.
There we go, Richard Lawson finds his way to the top of the tree, but he's got Rowe for company with 11 points and Adam Ellis with 11, Drew Kemp on 10. So it looks very much to me like Rowe just needs to get a couple of points in this one, and he'll take the lead. So there we go, gate number 1, Rowe. Perhaps the best place, I don't know, perhaps the outside would be better, who knows. Rowe in red, gate number 1, Darryl RITCHINGS blue, gate number 2, Killeen white, gate number 3, and Vinnie FOORD in yellow, gate number 4. So riders settling in then for the last programmed ride of the evening, with Rowe everything to ride for on gate number 1. And away they go to the first bend, and Rowe straight out from the traps and straight to the front, and it was a great piece of work from him. Filling the minor positions, of course, is a little bit of fun as well, because we've got Vinnie FOORD and Darryl RITCHINGS involved there. Killeen as well, so Killeen moves up to second place behind Rowe. So Rowe leads it, Killeen second, again a little bit jumpy on the corners. RITCHINGS in third, Vinnie FOORD at the back. But all eyes on the man at the front, it's Rowe. He comes round the car park turn, takes the yellow-black flag. 1 lap to go. 1 lap from victory in the Poole Blue Ribbon 2025. And it's going to be a sweet, sweet night for the young man from Swindon. And he's going to come round and looks over his shoulder. No problems. Red, white, blue, yellow. Red, white, blue, yellow for Rowe, Killeen, Richings and Ford. And there's your meeting winner in shot, going back to base. Why didn't he come round? Wanted to give him a round of applause, didn't we? Oh, he's gone back to see Dad, that's what it is. Yeah, well, yeah, you've got to say Darryl Rowe is his biggest supporter, no doubt about it. And so Anders Rowe, your meeting winner, comes round. Kiss the handlebars, that's the way to do it. And past us in the grandstand, up on the foot pegs. He's obviously delighted, and quite right too. He's been very, very, very good tonight. Just a 1 defeat along the way, and that was all she wrote. So we got a clear 1, 2, 3 there with Anders Rowe at the top of the heap with 14 points. Richard Lawson second with 12. Adam Ellis third with 11. Then came Drew Kemp on 10. Zach Cook on 10. Tobias THOMSEN on 9. Kevin Juhl Pedersen 9. Scott Nicholls 9. Paul Starke 8. Will Cairns 8. Vinnie FOORD 4. Luke Killeen 4. Jonas JEPPESEN 3. Edward Kennett 3. Darryl RITCHINGS 3. And Ben Morley 3. So there we are. Racing is complete, and Anders Rowe takes the Poole Blue Ribbon title for 2025. And with it, of course, he takes a lovely £3,000 home with him. Now that was worth the trip, wasn't it? So, on its return, we hope that you've enjoyed the Poole Blue Ribbon and our coverage of it here at Poole Stadium this evening. 20 heats rather than the conventional 15, of course, so a little bit different, and we do hope that our coverage was acceptable to you. It's been a long time since we had an individual meeting of this type here at the stadium, and so it's good to get one under the belt. Of course, the meeting really devised to keep the Pirate Riders in action because with cup finals coming up very soon, they need to be busy, they need to be on the bikes and keeping trim, and so it's going to be important for them to do that. Now, just to see if we're going to stay on air to see the presentations, or whether we're going to be saying goodbye. Well, the answer is yes, we are going to see the presentations. So, as you can see, there's a bevy of people coming out to be there in the presentation area. So we'll leave you to listen to Nigel Leahy, the stadium announcer, for the next few moments.
But Amber's going to say a few words on behalf of Thermo Home. First of all, thank you and Sean for sponsoring tonight's meeting. It's a great, great help to Speedway and to Poole in particular, and I hope you've enjoyed it so far.
Yeah, it's been a great evening. Sean's really upset they couldn't be here, and he just wanted me to say thank you. I know everyone's wishing him really well, and we're all just thinking of it.
We are indeed, and you've had a good night though, I hope, and not too cold out in the middle.
No, great night. Really nice to see everyone.
Fantastic job. Thank you very much. So that's Thermo Home, and again, Poole Speedway, and all of us here with Sean Wilkinson a quick recovery, and we'll look forward to having him back as a fixture here at Wimborne Road in the near future. All right, I can see riders making their way over. One rider with a great big smile on his face, one perhaps who would have liked to have had that smile on his face, but misfortune cost him dearly in his second outing. He came here as the favourite, I know, but each of the Pirates in the Pirates Fans Faithful is a favourite in their own right. All right, stepping up in third place and making the presentation on behalf of Wessex Marine. We'll ask David Adams to step forward. Let's hear it for Wessex Marine and David, one of our staunch supporters, making the presentation in third place. Give it up to Adam Ellis. And on behalf of D-Star, making the presentation to the man who finished in second place. It's a disappointment for him, I'm sure, but we'd like to congratulate him for his runners-up position in second place. And presenting on behalf of D-Star is Darcy Johnson. So give it up for Richard Lawson. Rocket Man himself in second place, but the gold medal and the big prize, and it's a big one. It's put the biggest smile of the night on his face, and we're delighted to see it. Presenting to him on behalf of Thermo Home, then we'll welcome back Amber Martin, and taking that gold medal, £3,000 prize, Anders Rowe, the 2025 Thermo Home Poole Blue Ribbon Champion. Whilst the photographs fly, we'll go a quick word with each of them. First of all, give it up for the man in third place, Adam Ellis. Adam, it started badly for you. Motor problems in the first one. Just give us a clue what happened.
I think a bit of water got on the spark plug, so bike packed up. No ideal way to start, but felt pretty good after that. I enjoyed it. It was nice to be back. I forgot how fast this place was when you're out by the fences. It can be a bit scary at times, but no, nice to be back and see so many familiar faces.
I'm sure you started the evening with high hopes. You came in as one of the leading contenders, I guess. Not too disappointed to take home third?
A little bit. I was trying to convince Danny. I think me, Rich and Zach were trying to convince Danny to get a final on at the end. We all wanted to win, but fair play to Anders. He was good all night, and yeah, it's been an enjoyable night.
Enjoyable night. Good to see you back at Wimborne Road. Adam Ellis, finishing in the runners-up spot. He started the night as the favourite, I'm sure, in his own mind, in all of our minds. But what a disaster. I'm sure it was the clutch. I guess nobody plans for that. Just tell us your thoughts.
Yeah, no, actually it was the throttle. It wasn't done up properly, and the throttle come away. And I thought, you know, I'll purposely touch the tapes and I'll go 15 metres, but I thought I might be able to get a couple of points out of that, but that didn't work. So that DNF cost me, but hey, it is what it is.
I guess you also saw the fact that there were people dropping points, so you were never out of contention, and you pulled it back. You did all you could do by winning your remaining races, and you pulled it back to second place. But Anders, unfortunately, he was just there.
Yeah, that was, you know, when it happened, I thought, you know, I was looking around. Anders had a bad look, and Zach did as well. So Adam had a bad look, and so did Zach. So I was kind of keeping an eye on Anders, and yeah, he didn't make many mistakes. So yeah, he got it. So. Had to be a bit hard on Zach there in the last one, because that was going to go to a run-off between three of us, so I thought, I was trying to politely pass him for 3 laps, and then I thought, no, I'll send it in either way. So yeah, hopefully he's still talking to me.
We noticed it was a tough move, it was hard, but I'd already done the calculation. I could see we were heading for a three-way split on third place, if that would happen, or second and third place. So, hey-ho, you did it in the end, you pulled forward, and you say you can do no more than win your races.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, out my far right, felt good. So actually rode a different engine just to try little things. So yeah, happy with that. Apart from that one mechanical, which was costly in the end.
And hopefully, I know Pirates fans will be concerned. You were missing last night, unfortunately. Hopefully now back to full fitness, or okay?
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I think we should be okay.
We should be ready. All right, Richard Lawson, everyone. The last word to the 2025 Poole Blue Ribbon champion, and it's great to see this young man with the top place and the gold medal. Anders Rowe! Anders, we've seen a couple of nights when you've not been so happy, but tonight it all worked out, and that's Speedway, isn't it? You're top of the tree.
Yeah, definitely. At 2 in the morning last night on the way back from Glasgow, I nearly pulled out of the meeting because I didn't feel good. So yeah, I've not felt good all day, and yeah, maybe I should feel good.
I'm sure it does. It'll help the bank balance as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's a long winter, so yeah, what I want to do next year with racing, I need more money to spend on kits. So yeah.
Yeah, every little bit helps. As far as the Pirates are concerned, last night, I've got to say, everyone played their part. It was up against the wall. I think all of us probably had concerns when we lost Louis, and you guys who pulled it together, Javi pulled it together with you in the pits. It was a real team effort.
Yeah, definitely. It's not an easy track to go to Glasgow. They're all fast, and yeah, we managed to do it. Obviously, it was only by 1 point, I think, but it doesn't matter how many as long as we get it. And yeah, we luckily got it in. Yeah, it was really good. The team really come together yesterday, and yeah, we just got to keep on improving now, pushing on.
The dream is very much still alive. That treble is still within the sights. Give it up, please, for Anders Rowe.
Well, there we are. That's the words of the top three here tonight. And it's us, Pirates TV crew. Rob Haywood on the camera, Beth Sims-Tyers in the pits, myself, stadium presenter Nigel, Leahy, Andy Hague working his What's It's Off in the dungeon, and the images supplied by BSPL and the graphics by Candysoft. It's time for us to bid you farewell from Poole Stadium at the end of this Poole Blue Ribbon meeting for 2025. The fans will be going home with a smile on their face. A home winner is just what was needed, and we do thank you for tuning in tonight and watching us here on Pirates TV. Until the next time we're together, take good care, and we'll speak to you again soon.
He went inside, outside, he weighed him up, he looked at the gap, and he